Now we will see Gauss-Seidel method. Gauss-Seidel method is a numerical method used to solve system of linear equation. Here we find the values of the variables through iterations. On the board you can see 3 equations in 3 unknowns. We want to find the values of the unknowns x, y, z. So the unknowns x, y, z are calculated through formulae as shown here. From the first equation, we will write the expression for the variable x. So from the first equation, if you write the expression for x, what we will get? We have to keep x here and bring all the other terms to the right hand side. When you do that, we will get d1 minus b1y minus c1z divided by a1, like this. Similarly, from second equation, write the expression for y. From the second equation, write the expression for y. So what happens? Y equals to d2 minus c2z minus a2x divided by b2. Similarly, from the third equation, write the expression for z. From the third equation, write the expression for z. When you write expression for z from the third equation, we will get that z equals to d3 minus a3x minus b3y whole divided by c3. So now we will take these 3 expressions as our formulae for iterations. We take these 3 expressions as formulae for iterations. When we are applying an iteration method, in the first step, we start with an initial approximation of the variables and we substitute these initial approximations into these formulae, and then we will get second approximation and then third approximation and so on and so forth. So these 3 expressions will used as expressions to calculate the next iteration for the variables. So see here, we will take an initial approximation x equals to x naught, y equals to y naught, z equals to z naught. So we take these values of x, y, z as initial approximations. After taking them as initial approximations, we substitute these values of x, y, z in the iterative formulae here so that we can get further approximate values of the x, y, z. To find first set of approximate values of the variable, so initially we are saying that y equals to y naught, z equals to z naught. They are the initial approximation for y naught and z naught. Using them, substitute those 2 values in the expression for finding x. What is the expression for finding x? So you can see the expression for finding x. I am writing the same here. X equals to 1 by a1 d1 minus b1y minus c1z. In this expression, y and z are replaced with y naught and z naught. Y is replaced with y naught, z is replaced with z naught. When you evaluate that expression, you will get the value of x, and this new value of x is said to be x1, first approximate solution for x. Now to find y1, what we have to do? For finding values of y, we have this expression here. What is this expression? You see, 1 by b2 into d2 minus a2x minus c2z. What are the variables here? To find y from this expression, we need to substitute x and z. We need to substitute x and z. What values of x and z you are going to substitute? So we know latest x value we know is x1. Here we calculated latest x value. What is latest x value? Latest x value is x1. And what is latest known value of z? Z naught. So we substitute x equals to x1, z equals to z dot. That means we are going to substitute latest values of the variables to get the next value. So when you substitute x equals to x1, z equals to z naught in the above expression, we will get y1 like this. So see here, in place of x we have x1, in place of z we have z naught. So from this calculation, we are able to find the next value of y. First value of y is y naught, second value is y1. So this is initial approximation, this is first approximation. So the first approximate value of x is x1 calculated here. The first approximate value of y is y1 calculated here. Similarly, I want to find the first approximate value of z. How to find approximate value of z? What is the iterative formula? See the expression? This is the expression for finding the next iterative value of z. So in that, what are the variables? X and y. So when you want to find z1, you need to substitute x and y. So what values of x and y you have to substitute? Latest known values. What are the latest known values here? For x, latest known value is x1. For y, latest known value is y1. So when you substitute x equals to x1 and y equals to y1 in the expression of z, you get z1. So z1 will be like that, and this is the first approximate value of z. So initially we are saying x equals to x naught, y equals to y naught, z equals to z naught. After substituting in the iterative expressions, we are able to calculate x1, y1, z1. So similarly we proceed like that. For calculating x2, y2, z2 again, we use the same expressions. And we substitute latest values of the variables. So this is the nutshell Gauss iterative method. Okay. So you use these iterative expressions and substitute latest values of the variables. Where you are getting these expressions? These expressions are from the given set of equations. From the given set of equations, you are writing these expressions. From the first equation, you are writing expression for x. From the second equation, you are writing expression for y. From the third equation, you are writing expression for z. After that, initial approximation, you are assuming some values here, x naught, y naught, z naught. Initial approximate values are assumed by us. After that, we substitute them in the iterative formulae, and we are getting x1, y1, z1. Remember, in Gauss-Seidel method, latest value of the variable should be substituted. Latest known value of the variable should be substituted. If you repeat this, after certain iterations, the method will converge. The method will converge in the sense, suppose x10 and x11 are same, y10 and y11 are same, z10 and z11 are same. That means there is no improvement because of iterations. So at that time, we say that we reached the solution, and we write that equal values of x10, y10, z10 as the solution for the system. Okay, let us solve a problem and see Gauss-Seidel method, how that works. Okay, consider the problem on the board. So you need to remember one thing if you want to apply Gauss-Seidel method. What is that? The equations should be arranged in such a way that principal diagonal elements are dominating the other elements. So when you write the matrix expression of this set of equations, in the coefficient matrix, principal diagonal elements should dominate the other elements. So if you want to write the coefficient matrix, what will be the diagonal elements here. So what are the diagonal elements? 10, 10, 10, 10. Are they bigger than the remaining elements of the particular row? Yes, they are bigger than the remaining elements of the particular row. So this arrangement is ready for applying Gauss-Seidel method. If equations are not in such order, you have to rearrange them so that after writing the equations in matrix form, principal diagonal elements should be dominating the other elements. That is a must for us to write and to apply Gauss elimination method. Okay. So now how many equations are given? We are given 4 equations in 4 unknowns. What are the unknowns here? Here the unknowns are x1, x2, x3, x4. So we have to write 4 expressions. So from the first equation, you write the expression for x1. From the second equation, you write the expression for x2. From the third equation, you write the expression for x3. Similarly, from the fourth equation, you write the expression for x4. See the first equation and write the expression for x1. So x1 equals to what you can write? So already 3 is there on the RHS. I want x1 only. So bring all other terms to the other side. So minus 2x2. If you bring it to the other side, it will become plus 2x2. Similarly, plus x3. Similarly, plus x4. So from the first equation, we are writing expression for x1. Similarly, from the second equation, you write expression for x2. Is my first equation x1, is it right? Are we missing something? Yes? Here into 10 is there. If you bring this to the other side, I will get into 1 by 10. Similarly, x2 from second equation can be written as 15 plus 2x1 plus x3 plus x4. Divided by 10. In the same fashion, you write expression for x3 and also for x4. Then we will get these expressions. So there x1, x2, x3, x4 expressions are there to calculate the iterative values for the unknowns. So for first approximation, so we are assuming values of x2, x3, x4 as zeros. We are taking x2, x3, x4 as zeros. So substitute those x2, x3, x4 in expression of x1. So for first approximation, x1 becomes x1 equals to 1 by 10 into 3 plus 2. What we have to substitute for x2? What we assumed? x2 is 0. x3 is 0. x4 is 0. So what I will get? 3 by 10. What is this value? 0.3. Similarly, x2 1 by 10 into, see the expression there, 15 plus 2 times of x1. What you have to substitute for x1? Latest known value. What is the latest known value? Latest known value is here itself. What is it? 0.3. So 2 into 0.3 plus x3 0, x4 0. So simplify this, take your calculator and calculate this and tell me the value. What will be the value of x2 in the first approximation? If you calculate, you will get x2 equals to 1.56, approximately 1.56. Now I want to calculate first approximate value for x3. So there is the expression x3 equals to 1 by 10 into 27 plus x1 plus x2 plus 2x4. Latest value of x1 known 0.3. What is the latest value of x2? What is the latest value of x2 you know? This one 1.56. And what is the latest value of x4? x4 we haven't calculated so far, so it is 0. So similarly, if you calculate it and simplify, you will get in the same fashion. If you calculate, you will get x4 equals to minus 0.137, minus 0.137. Okay. So with this, we have calculated first approximate values of the variables x1, x2, x3, x4. So you have to note them down. You have to note them down in order to calculate the second approximations. So note them down. x1 first approximate value is 0.3, x2 first approximate value is 1.56, x3 value is 886, and x4 value is minus 0.137. So remembering these, we go for next second approximation. So when you are using second approximation, I am using x2, x3, x4 what we have calculated so far. So we have calculated here x2 1.56, x3 2.886, x4 minus 0.137. So we are using them and substituting in x1. So second approximation of x1 will be, second approximate value for x1 will be x1 equals to, write the expression 1 by 10 into 3 plus 2 times of x2. What is the latest x2 you know? 1.56 plus x3 2.886 plus x4 minus 0.137. Take your calculator and simplify and tell me the value. So if you calculate that, what you will get? Similarly, x2, x3, x4. Now, without the knowledge of this x1, can I calculate x2? No. If I want to calculate x2 here in the second approximation, see the expression here? See this expression? I need x1. Latest value of x1. So you should tell me the answer. What is the latest value of x1? Calculate and tell me what is the latest value of this x1. So if you calculate, you will get 0.887. So substitute this x1 and already known x3, x4 in second expression x2. Expression for x2 is 1 by 10, 15 plus 2x1. What is the latest known x1? 0.887 plus x3. Latest known x3 is 2.886. 2.886 and x4 value is minus 0.137. So simplify that and tell me x2 value. 1.952 you get. You will get 1.952. Similarly, you calculate x3, x4. You continue these approximations, and if you continue third approximation and fourth approximation and write them at one place like this, you will get the following values. So these are the expressions. These are the first iterative, second iterative, third iterative and fourth iterative values of the expressions x1, x1, x2, x3, x4. So if you see third and fourth iterations, x1, what is the value here? 0.984, 0.997. For x2, third iteration value is 1.990 and fourth iteration is 1.998. For x3, 2.992, 2.999, x4 minus 0.004 and minus 0.0007. So if you see and observe the pattern of the roots, you can observe that x1 value is reaching 1, x2 value is reaching 2, x3 value is reaching 3 and x4 value is reaching 0. So the exact value of the solutions are 1, 2, 3 and 0, whereas the approximate Gauss Seidel method values are at x4, fourth iteration are 0.997, 1.998, 2.999 minus 0.007. So here we have stopped at the fourth iteration. So we shouldn't stop at fourth iteration. We should continue until two successive approximations are equal for certain decimal values. Okay. So if you see the pattern, you can observe that x1 is reaching 1, x2 is reaching 2, x3 is reaching 3 and x4 is reaching towards 0. Okay. In this way, we can apply Gauss Seidel method to solve system of equations. Thank you all.